My name is Shelley Mayu. I'm doing a windshield survey on a town in Grant Parish called Colfax. I'm entering on the north side of town, and I'm going to turn here on Walnut Street. So I see a house here, looks like mid-50s style house that kind of looks vacant, run down, grass is not kept. Continuing on Walnut Street, the road's just kind of rough, doesn't look like they're very well maintained. Some more houses, these look like maybe in the 70s, a little more maintained than the previous one. Fire hydrant right there to my right. As I continue on, house to my left here, probably in the 60s, 70s, looks a little run down, needs some work. Okay, when I get to the stop sign, I'm going to take a left and go down Folk Street, headed back to the main part, main entrance from the north side. Looks like a trailer here, not very well maintained. Looks like the porch is a little rotten. It's a safety hazard. Another trailer, no back steps. I don't know if that's nothing. It's maybe vacant. A storage shed there, no hand railing going in. That's a safety issue. Looks like some storage buildings. I'm going to continue on out of this little section of town on the north side of town. And we have a local car wash and looks like some storage buildings. So we're going to go back on 8th Street. Car wash looks it looks okay. Storage buildings. There's another house. Looks like it could use some upkeep. Looks like a closed, maybe a fast food restaurant. It's closed. Some debris on the road. Like a church on the right there in the back. Another house. This looks like maybe an early 1900s house. It's kind of run down. It looks like it's being occupied though. This is probably a 70 model trailer. A vacant lot here. Coming up on looks like a car dealership, maybe in the past, or automotive. This place is kind of run down. Not sure how long it's been closed. This is all one city block, it looks like. Okay, we are entering into the town here. We're going to take a right here and go down the main street. Looks like here we have a lot of holes in the road. It's a little bumpy. We have maybe a little flea market here to my right. Resale store. And a local post office here. It looks fairly new. Maybe in the last 15-20 years. Have a bank here on Front Street. Colfax Banking Company. And As we pass Colfax Bank, looks like a business that's been closed maybe for some time. Pharmacy. Looks like a pretty old building. Looks like it's maintained. Maybe where some other businesses were in the past and they've reconstructed. And now they are vacant. We have an insurance company here. Older building that's vacant, run down. Carol's Creation. Looks like some embroidery. Another empty building. Several actually. Oh, this one is kind of old. This is, wow, really old. Maybe in the early 1900s. The LSU Ag Center Research Extension Service for Grant Parish. Some more empty businesses. Vacant. Fogelman's Fishing and Tackle. That's still in business. And the Frigid Frog. Looks like a snow cone stand. And maybe a car dealership here. So the car dealership here looks like they sell used cars. And we proceed down. This is Highway 8 going into Colfax. And we're coming up on another business that looks like it's vacant. Maybe here's a barber shop on the right and an insurance company. A Dollar General in the back. Chevron convenience store. They look like they are probably very popular in the little town here. As we pass the convenience store and we're heading out of town on the west side, looks like a old 1900s house that's vacant, grown up. Upkeep's very poor. We're going to turn right here into another little area on the south side of town. So in the road here, it looks like there's something in previously here. It's gone. The road that they built around the road around. The roads are still not well maintained. I see a lot of tree limbs and stuff on the side of the road. Not sure if the city picks those up or if it's the residents themselves. On the right here I have a house that's probably in the 70s. Going to continue on 6th Street. And this looks like a walking trail. Very nice little area on this lot. This whole lot is taken up by the walking trail. They have some lighting here, and I see some trash cans, etc. I don't really see any benches here for anyone to sit. There again, here we have some old tree limbs that's there. Looks like a house maybe in the 70s. We're going to take a left here. This big house, probably early 1900s, two-story house. It looks like that maybe it's been kept up some. Still needs some lawn care, landscaping done. Another old house. Looks like someone lives here, but it's kind of grown up, not well maintained. We're approaching a Baptist Baptist Church, Colfax Baptist Church. Looks like that it's been pretty well maintained. Right across the street we have the cemetery. As we proceed toward the levee of Colfax, where that divides is Red River. It's a very old building here. Not sure what this landmark was in the past. If we continued on this street, we are going to see that we're approaching the levee. Just over that levee is Red River. That separates, on the other side would be Boyce, which is in Rapides Parish. It's another church back there. Looks like a Catholic church. A lot of old cars look like broken down. About a 70s, 50s model house. I see it's a wheelchair ramp there. Probably in the 50s house, a wheelchair ramp. Well, I don't know how they get the wheelchair up there. It's kind of low. Now this is definitely a safety hazard. Looks like they have a slide coming out the window of this old house. That's probably in the early 50s. See, on this house right here, no hand railing going up the steps, so that's kind of a safety issue. There's the levee, the river. This is an older house. Looks like it's vacant. Here's another issue right here. This is a trailer house with railing right on the steps. Some old buildings here. They're boarded up. It looks like it's an old structure. We're going to take a right here and see what this building is, if there is anything on the front. It looks like someone has recently maintained this building. This is an early 1900s. It says it was a hotel, and it looks like someone has done some work on it, remodeled it. Not sure if it's operational or if someone lives here, or just a historical marker. Another house across the street there that has, again, some steps with no hand railing going in. Man, that's a big issue here. And more tree limbs and on the side of the road. I guess they're waiting on the city. A lot of these places don't look like the grass is very well maintained, the landscaping of the property. Another empty house right here. I'm going to take a right here and go back where you would come in on the west side of town. And it looks like that is the parish courthouse right there. To my right here we have, it looks like an attorney's building, pretty old little building. There, looks like that was a vacant lot. Some more old buildings here. Looks like a business that's no longer in operation. This house looks maintained. But of course next door we have another house, probably early 50s. Looks like it's kind of run down, needs some maintenance. A vacant house here, no one's keeping the grass. No hand railings noted. The concrete slab is stuck. Here's another house. There again, no hand railings going into that house, and some things on the porch that could be a hazard. It's the early 1900 home. Looks like it's been very well maintained and maybe refurbished over the years. I'd say this is probably in the 50s. These look like they've been maintained pretty well. The yards are kept. And we're leaving the town here on the west side of town. This is where you would come in from I-49 at Boyce. Looks like we have another vacant house here for sale. Didn't really see a lot of property for sale, but a lot of empty property. There's a house for sale there. Another house, probably early 50s. Looks vacant. And must be the St. Joseph Catholic Church. Maybe that's where the priest lives. Right here to my left, it looks like we have Kramer Funeral Home. That looks fairly new business. And I'm going to continue out here, Highway 8. Where the city limits end is right up the road here, about 500 yards. This looks like some pretty nice homes that have been well maintained here. Kind of some cracks there in the driveway in the slab. This looks like a business, maybe a car dealership in the past that's no longer it's closed. This is right on the other side of this vacant property is where the city limits will begin for Colfax. So I turned around here and headed back into town from the west side of town, entering from Boyce. More debris on side of the road here. This is the funeral home that we noted a few minutes ago. Fairly new. Kramer Funeral Home. And just past Kramer, it looks like we have the Grant Soil and Water Conservation Office. That looks like a fairly new building, probably in the last 10 years. And just up the road, here we're going to take the next street to the right where we see that speed limit sign. So we'll turn on this street right here. There's no street sign, so I'm not sure the name. This looks like a house that's not vacant, but not very well maintained either. On my right here. And we're going to continue off the street here. Let's see what the name of this street is. We're going to take a left right here on 3rd Street. This is kind of an older house, I would say in the early 1900s. Here we have some more safety issues. No hand railing going up the steps. As we continue on 3rd Street, we're going to approach an elementary school here. Alright, well, it looks like a playground. I see right here, there's a picnic table out here. Looks like the boards are kind of rotten. That's kind of a concern for the children that would be playing out in this playground. And then we have a looks like a concrete. I don't know if there was a building there in the past or what you use that for. This looks like a very old school building. Right across the street here we can see it's kind of grown up. There's a bus there. So this is Colfax Elementary. It looks like pre-K through 6th grade. Have the school sign here front. Doesn't look like it's very well maintained. Could use some painting. It looks like the old gymnasium there. So this is the entrance. This is where the buses come and drop off and pick up. That must be the administrative office there. And parking for the staff. As we pass the school, we're coming up behind what was or still is, there's the Grant Parish Sheriff's Office and the courthouse. So it looks like here in the courthouse, top level, 3rd story would have been where maybe in the past they housed inmates. And to my right here, it's like a parish library. Old looking building there. And then we are approaching Main Street. Here, right across the street from the Grant Parish Library, it looks like the Chronicle, which is a parish newspaper. Don't see a lot of industrial industry in this area. This house looks very well maintained, kept up. Yard's good. Don't really see anything there. So as we're leaving 8th Street, we're crossing the tracks going out of town toward the east side of town. Looks like right here to my left, we have Acadian Ambulance Service. I'm going to take a left right here on Eleanor Street. Look, really old house here. Looks like we have some safety issues there. They built a porch on this house. Older house here. Looks like the hand railing is hanging there. Old building that's vacant, being used. Light of Day Church Lodge. Not sure that that's functional. We have, well, right here we see there's an electrical box on that, on a piece of plywood there that looks like it don't have a faceplate on it. That's kind of a safety issue there. Looks like we have a tree there that looks like it might be a little dead. Older house there. Steps are leaning. Some vacant lots. We're approaching a mobile home here on the right, and it looks like a culvert going into the driveway. It's kind of bad. I see some parts sticking up. I'm not sure if this is, well, let's see, stop right here and back up. Okay, it looks like some holes there, the culvert. messed up. We're going to take a right here on Ash Street. Going kind of in front of this mobile home. Looks like there's some things there. It's not vacant, but you can see they have some cinder blocks for steps going into the house with no railings. Very big safety issue there. It's kind of grown up. Driveway has a big hole right there. A shed that's fallen down. Some kids' toys out there. A lot of things for a child to be hurt. This old fence here that's torn down, fallen down rather. There's no steps coming off the back of this house. Old building there, looks like storage building. No hand railing. You'll notice right here the utility pole for electricity for this house is kind of leaning. Big safety issue. I'm surprised that the electric company is still supplying power. That could fall at any time there. Very big hazard. Overgrown area, a lot of trash there. Some vacant lots here. Trash in the ditch. There's no markers here going into these driveways. Very small little driveway there, if you can see. Okay, and we're continuing on here. Continuing on here, it looks like a lot of trash right here in front on the side of this house and an old boat. Must be occupied. This house is, the grass is very cut. It's cut landscape. You do see the concrete on the driveway is a little uneven there. See a fire hydrant there. Some more property here. Approaching another house here. It looks like a wheelchair ramp there. Doesn't look very good. The porch looks a little unsteady to be walking on, much less rolling a wheelchair. A lot of old houses. Looks like a burnt trailer house there. This house, the porch is rotten. So we're turning left right here on Graham Street. Looks like we have some old, like a housing project maybe there for low income. There's a water system there. And an empty field. A lot of low income housing there. And right here on my right, we're approaching, which is a Head Start Center. If you can notice there, it looks like their playground equipment is kind of run down, needs some new equipment there. That can be several hazards for the children. This looks like an area. This looks like the little school itself, a little bus there. This is Head Start Center. And right across the street is a church. The road is very rough, not well kept. Looks like needs some maintenance there. It's the old Head Start. So that is Head Start Graham Street in Colfax. Parking lots really not maintained well. It looks like we're approaching a apartment complex here. Looks like a duplex condo. The road, of course, there are lots of holes in the road here. I'm going to go around them. Sorry for the shakiness here. See a child playing. like a new home that was moved in. So I'm continuing on here, going back out. This is the railroad tracks here. A lot of cross ties. They're piled up. Some old equipment. You can see the town from across the track. Looks like an old train depot station there. Of course, the bank across the street. You know, there's a lot of debris piled up. It looks like some asphalt. This can be some big hazards for children who would be playing in this area. See right here some bedroom furniture on the side of the street. Look at the buses here. So we're approaching again the Acadian ambulance station here for Grant Parish. It's like a nice location right in town here. It's a good thing. As we approach Highway 8 here, this is going to take us, we're going to take a left here, and this is going to take us to the east entrance of town. And of course we see there's a church there on the left, State Farm Insurance Agency here on my right, a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, excuse me, and it looks like it was a fire station. Not sure if they still use that as a fire station too, with the new one that they have in the back. A lot of old homes here in the 50s. As we can see, it looks like one of the biggest safety issue with these homes, or the entranceways are not maintained. No hand railings, or rotten porches, rotten boards, or such. There's a house with a tarp on the roof, an old business there, trash can. Across the street here we have a tire store. This looks like someone in a motorized wheelchair. Down the side of the road here. That is the front of the housing project that we were in the back. It's like a daycare right here. Another convenience store with an old car wash. See another motorized wheelchair sitting out front there. I'm going to take a right here, and this is the Colfax City Hall. We continue here on Richardson Street. We're going to take a left right here. It looks like takes you to Grant Parish Detention Center, where they house the inmates at for the parish now, since they no longer do that in the courthouse. Looks like a fairly new building. I see a fire hydrant here with a hose coming out. Not sure what's happening here, but this is maybe they're watering the pumpkin patch that we see here on the left. That must be maintained by the inmates here. Now, this road could use a little maintenance here. As you continue on, it looks like that it is white rock. And that is Grant Parish Detentions. So here is the looks like they have some pumpkins out there. Pumpkin patch in the garden. fire hose that's watering it. And right there is the National Guard Armory building. So as we turn around from the detention center, we're headed back toward the City Hall and Colfax Police Department here. It's the Louisiana National Guard on the right. We have a garbage pickup truck. A hole in the road there. Pothole. Lots of those out here. It's like the Civic Center. They have some of the parish functions at Activity Center. I think it's for rental. It looks like a box office right there at the front. Need some upkeep though. Fire station, Colfax Volunteer Fire Department and Police Department, and the Parish Civic Center. As we turn right and on Highway 8, Main Street, going out of town toward the east. Home here to the right. Looks like it's fairly new. I'm not sure if it's occupied yet. Looks like someone's in the process of moving in there. A couple of nice houses here. Looks like an empty lot and some lights there. It looks like maybe at one time this was a gas station. There's the old gas pumps and the lighting for the gas pumps. There's their old sign. Two nice looking houses that look pretty well maintained. Culvert's kind of bad, needs some new culvert. Right here on my right looks like a old park recreational area. Has some picnic tables. Doesn't look like it's well maintained. The grass is cut, however, the benches look like some of them are kind of broken. Tables, picnic tables are missing. A lot of limbs and debris there. Looks just like a vacant lot. Pecan trees. Another fire hydrant. Coming up on, looks like Ditto's Apparel here to my right. We're going to turn right here in between these buildings. Right here to the left, it looks like it's an old gas station that's down, and there's a body shop. It says Colfax Sports Complex, and looks like a water tower there. So the one we've seen in town. I'm not sure if it's operational anymore or if this supplies their water now. Ditto Apparel was a sewing manufacturing that made jeans here in Colfax. So we continue on. The road goes to dirt here, headed toward the ball complex in the back. There is the main bit of Ditto's Apparel building. Looks like they have a few employees. So this this goes to our water tower, which must be their source now. So this dirt road, it looks like led to the water tower, which was the city source of water. We're going to go back out here and get on this main road, this blacktop. Which, like I said, it looks like they have several buildings here. 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings for this manufacturer, which I believe is mostly shipping now. That's about all they do, so don't employ as many people as what it has in the past. Road's kind of rough here going to the ballpark, the recreational area. It looks like the grass has been cut there, so although I see it's kind of growed up around the fence at the home plate, we see some of the structures leaning right here, and the road is rough. But it looks like they have 3 parks here. Probably need some maintenance on them though. Not sure what this business is right here to my right, but it's a vacant little lot here. Coming on, the road has turned to dirt here, going behind this building. Fenced in area, looks like that was some kind of well, water source or something of that nature at one time that's no longer functional. Here is another building for Jordache. Looks like they have a few cars there, so they are doing some things there. Right here it looks like we have Grant Parish Potter Cemetery, established in 2011. Don't really see any grave markers, so oh well, back in the back corner there it looks like we have about 7 graves back there. There's no fence around this area. Most cemeteries have fences. So I don't know if this is by the town of Colfax or not. It's kind of a wooded area here. And as we proceed on this loop here, up here on our right, we will be approaching the nursing home in Colfax. Colfax Nursing and Rehab Center. And this goes back out to the main road, Highway 8, entering from the east side of town. Looks like a water something right there. This is the back area of the nursing home. Looks like a couple of covered patios. It's secured by a fence. Looks like it's landscaped pretty well. Grass is cut. Parking lot area. Looks like it needs some work. That looks like an older building, probably in the 70s. That is Colfax Nursing and Rehab Center. And we will, right here on our right, the driveway is kind of bad there. It looks like need a new parking lot. On the right here is Grant Parish Community Health Center. I think they have a nurse practitioners that work here, and along with the health unit that does immunizations. And this is the only resource of healthcare that the residents in this area have. Now, as we drove through the community, I didn't see any neighborhood watch signs or anything like that. So this is the only source of healthcare in the area. I didn't see any, this is going out on the east side of town. Didn't see any local transportation, public transportation of any sort.